Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Deckin Around Kickstarter Edition. Today, we're going to be taking a look at any decks that have funded in the past 7 days, any decks new to Kickstarter in the past week, and any decks that are going to be wrapping up their round of funding in the upcoming week. But before we jump into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And ring the bell.
Thank you to our sponsors for this episode of Deckin Around Kickstarter Edition. Doc's Playing Cards, the driving force behind Lit Playing Cards, Juice Joints, and McClure and Stark. Keep an eye out for what's to come next in 2020. Follow along at Doc's Playing Cards on Instagram or docsplayingcards.com.
Marvelous decks, masterfully crafted, meticulously recreated with a specialized printing process that utilizes multiple holographic foils and sculpted embossing. No compromises were made when recreating these feathers at a zoomed-in scale. Pre-sale starts 9/26/2020. Stay tuned for remaining details. MarvelousDecks.com or Marvelous Decks on Instagram.
So, dude, we have a pretty solid amount of decks this week. I think after last week where we only had, 3 new decks, it's nice to see a bit more of a spattering of new decks here. I think we have 10 or 11 this week, so should be fun to check out.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, man. So, first off, congratulations to the tiniest vampire playing cards for funding.
Such a cute deck.
Yeah, it really was. I'm glad to see it funded.
I say that every single time I see it. Such a cute deck.
Congratulations to Wonder playing cards. Congratulations to Gyung-Si playing cards. Congratulations to the collab from Form and Sears playing cards. Congratulations to High Fidelity playing cards. Congratulations to Bicycle Old Masters and Vincent's Royals playing cards. And
congratulations to
congratulations to Latin Quarter Gaming Chips. All right, ending this week, we have the Pirate deck by Brain Vessel and Sea Creature reprint. We have the Mango deck. We have the Egyptium playing cards, the Bastet the Cat Ancient Goddess Bronze foil playing cards.
Crushed it.
Yeah, the 2020 Vision deck, the Aether playing cards from Riffle Shuffle, the Onda by Joe Q playing cards, the Bonacci playing cards, the Stardust playing cards, Black Edition, the Graphic Cheat Sheet playing cards, the Fantast Gold playing cards, the Wonderland and Looking Glass flip book playing cards, the Time is Magic animated playing cards,
Stunning.
the Kata's Almanac number 2 transformation playing cards reproduction. I gotta say, man, that's a lot of decks ending this week. Anyone who has any of those funded or multiple of those funded, make sure your budgeting's tight, because that's a lot of.
Dude, a lot of them funded. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, those are a lot of those are already funded. So for anyone who's backing multiple of those, make sure you're straight. It's gonna be a definite
budgeting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a definite funding hit there. So
yeah, that's for sure.
First, let's jump into the Wild playing cards.
Dude, these are wild.
Yeah.
You like that? Like that little fun there?
So these are an interesting deck, I have to say. Not necessarily my style. I'm not really like an animal on cards kind of person always, you know? It's got to be really well done.
Yeah. I'm a... Give me an elephant, I'm all about it.
Yeah. I like the pink, though. I think pink's a colorway that we've seen a lot this year, and I think the dark pink at the flamingo with the repeating ripple there is really cool. Let's see what we got here. Have we missed anything? We got a story from the jump, which is good, I think. We got a video coming in right here. Manufactured by Cardamundi, right off the jump. True Linen, nice. B9, Slimline, Paper Stock, awesome.
Missing the fulfillment so far.
Yeah, and we could see that farther down, but again, it's always nice
pictures.
to... Yeah.
It's good.
A lot of videos, too, which is cool.
Yeah, took the time to make videos, which, I appreciate.
Yeah.
Fun. Don't know what flamingos and berries have to do with each other, but
We got a little picture here by our boy James.
James.
Yeah, the flamingos and berries throw me off a little. Again, I think we've talked a lot about consistency there, but
Yeah, I don't.
oh, dude, Sonia Benito right there doing some magic with these. Awesome. Got a lot of good names here helping promote this.
Nice. Big list. Tyler collected deck on
I'll
there.
just skip over that one there.
Last place, buddy. Come on.
I'm okay with that. First or last.
More work.
First or last stands out the best, man. I'm okay with this. The one thing we did not see though is the there we go. Fulfillment will be done by SB Components, our parent company. All right.
Oh, cool.
Interesting approach, and I have to say, being a first campaign, I think fulfillment may be harder than you think, but good luck with it. I'm excited to see how that plays out. We're looking at
kind of expensive, $29.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant chunk there. And this is where, again, using fulfillment within the country that you're going to be shipping to primarily plays a big part. Like if this was using a US fulfillment for a US shipping, you'd be looking at $5. Your total price point would come to about 21. Still a little bit on the high end for what I think the deck is bringing. Probably be better to see it around that 19-20 mark on the high end. But 29
on
shipped.
the ultra high.
Yeah, 29. I mean, yeah, even 2, you're looking at 44 ships, so 22 a deck. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's why the backing is slow. Is that reason only?
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean, yeah,
because it's not that bad of a deck if you're into flamingos and birds. You know, I think it's cool. It's definitely a kind of whimsical-ish deck, and again, if you like birds and flamingos, and it's just that's just a big problem right there. Is the
that shipping is brutal.
$240. That's the price of Fontaine's for a brick.
Yeah.
That's for a collab brick, actually.
Yeah, like that's a 183 for a brick shipped, but still that's high on the shipping. Like you got to figure out a way to bring that shipping down. You'll definitely see a better momentum because of that.
That's for 2 bricks shipped.
Yeah, 2 bricks shipped for
was $240.
It was $330 actually. That $255, $240 was pounds. So 2 bricks is $330.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So, otherwise, I like the campaign. I think there's a lot of good information there. I think the fulfillment aspect of it, it's great that you're self-fulfilling and you mentioned it, but you're definitely hitting a price point issue there because of that self-fulfillment. That's something that I think down the road when people get more comfortable with fulfillment and understanding how they can get cheaper shipping and bring those costs down, it's more reasonable. But yeah, first campaign, that's always a tough one. So might be worthwhile to reach out to Gamblers or Art of Play or any of those fulfillment companies before the campaign even ends and consider doing some sort of addendum to it to say you're changing shipping if you can get it for a less, expensive price point.
Oh, I mean, you definitely can.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
that's a lot of money.
Yeah. So
and it's unfortunate because everything else in the campaign is spot on,
Yeah, no, I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
This is the one other thing I will kind of throw out there too, and we've kind of kicked this around in the past, a deck of playing cards with a flamingo theme for magicians, cardists, and collectors. I still believe that the deck for all 3 that hits all those points is a unicorn out there. You see them very infrequently.
Yeah.
I think from a marketing point of view, it's always great to be like, oh yeah, you're a magician, you'll still like this deck. But I think actually hitting all 3 of those is very rare. But again, good luck with the campaign. I think there's a lot of potential. Just check out that shipping. Next up, we have the Turtle Bay cards from Water Wheel USA. So Water Wheel has actually had a couple campaigns in the past, and this was somewhat of a redesign or we'll say like maybe a little bit of a rebrand on what their first deck was going to be. And I have to say, I think they did a really good job with it.
I like their first deck too. I like the Lighthouse playing card. I thought they were pretty dope.
Yeah.
I liked them. Printed by Cotamundi.
Perfect. Slimline B9.
Fulfilled by Gamblers. Perfect. Right up front.
Yep. I think we got that right up there. The printed by Cotamundi. Perfect. All of the imagery. Yeah, it's a dope deck.
$6.
Yeah. And that's
for early bird.
What are we looking at? $11 shipped. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the early bird. Retail. So, and this is the interesting thing though for me too, and I think we've discussed this in the past. The retail is $12. The early bird is $11. So, not to say that the early bird should be cheaper, because I think that price point is crazy. I would have actually suggested here is to raise the retail to, or the
To like
standard
$9.
to 8 or 9, so you actually have that price differential, because then you increase the sense of urgency that you want to get the early bird, because no one necessarily cares about saving $1. But you get in that $2-3 range, they definitely start to be like, ooh, I'm gonna miss out there. Like, that's another half a deck potentially. So that would be the only thing. And I think, I think we very rarely suggest raising a price point. But
no, I highly agree.
Yeah, but in this case, I think it would have been worth it. The imagery on this is awesome. I love this animation here. It looks so cool.
So cool.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh my god, look at those pictures. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that turtle.
I heard his name is Taxi, and he's awesome.
His name is Taxi. He's about 20 years old.
That's crazy.
Pretty dope. I know a tortoise has nothing to do with a sea turtle, but hey, just don't look at his legs and you'll never know the difference.
You use what you have available to you.
Exactly.
I think this campaign, though, is really well put together. I think the imagery fits the theme perfectly. This one's a little corny for me, but at the same time, I like it. It's got almost like a Finding Nemo vibe, which I kind of dig.
Yeah, it's corny, but it works.
No, and I think, the price point on this is just unbeatable. That $11 shipped, like, if you get multiple decks here, you're getting a steal. $18 shipped for 2 on the early bird. Like, that's...
Dude, it's ridiculous. Prices are great. Crushed it price-wise.
Absolutely.
4 decks for $24.
I know.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. This is a relatively standard core deck, which is awesome, but... I like the fact that all the information was there from the jump, so I think,
From the top, it's in the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
You look right there in the bottom, all that information's right there, too.
Yeah. The one...
Right there, look.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I think the one thing Oh, there we go, stretch goals. I was going to say, I don't think the previous campaign had stretch goals that I noticed here. I think stretch goals are always important to help keep momentum up, especially, like a blue edition of this.
Blue's nice.
Like, I think that's a killer stretch goal, because I think colorways always entice people.
Dude, that blue is really nice. I actually like it better than the green.
100% agree. And it's funny because obviously you'd think green for turtles, but like that looks really good. Nicely done on the stretch goals. And I think the cool thing about the stretch goals is that they are attainable beyond the standard goal. You don't have like I think, what is it, $5,000 goal. So your next stretch goal isn't 12,000, which is basically double plus. Like having those incremental stretch goals is a great way to approach it. Yeah, no, this is a dope deck. Great job.
Dude, I want that blue deck. That blue deck's dope.
Yeah. Dude, well, good luck on this one, man. Excited to see how it plays out.
Back that bad boy.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Wayfarers playing cards by Joker and the Thief.
Mr. Malaris.
Yeah, I dig this deck.
Yeah, it's nice.
And before we get too far into it, before I forget, if you haven't seen these before and you want to know what we're going to back, make sure to stick around till the end of the video where Steve and I will talk about what decks we would be backing this week.
Oh, yes, we will.
I got to say, though, I think... Yeah, look at this. Early birds on this were $10, which you really can't beat. Yeah, $18 shipped.
Yeah, it's good.
It's within that solid price point.
That's expensive.
Yeah,
$23.
I mean,
a little expensive.
A little expensive on the total price point there, and I think one of the things that to me will be interesting on this one, and it depends how it plays out, is what the retail on this is. Historically, Joker and the Thief has usually had a retail around 15 to 20 mark, I think.
No, it's about 20.
Okay.
It depends. He definitely comes out the gate at about 20 retail wise.
So you're still getting sub retail
here.
He
skates around 15 after that.
Yeah.
But,
So yeah, you're seeing a sub retail price then here still. I think one of the really cool things is this is really a redesign of the Joker and the Thief flagship deck, while still keeping a very similar style to the deck itself, like the artwork style. I think it looks beautiful.
Yeah, I mean it's super cool. I mean he does such a great job. His decks are super detailed. They're really nice. And I like the fact that he keeps customized court cards.
And these are a whole fresh new set of court cards, which they're sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, this is a full, like a through and through custom deck.
Yeah, there's a bunch of information on them with little stories about each of them. You got the Joker and the Thief Jokers.
Yep.
Tuck box, obviously all done up.
Nice seals on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely dig this deck. And I think James really, he's had so many successful campaigns. He knows what he's doing here. And this is always one of my favorite selling points because honestly, you don't know until you try a perforated seal how amazing they are. Like,
Yeah, they really I hate seals altogether though.
I mean, I like the look of a seal in most cases, but like if you're gonna put one, you might as well go the extra, step and do the perforated one, so you don't have to pull out a knife or another card to do it. It really makes life so much easier. And there you go. And he's using the good graphics here, so you get the USPCC, printed by USPCC. Who we getting on fulfillment here? See, and like, look at this too. Foil and embossing on both the tucks. So again, I think that's actually an interesting point, shipping by Art of Play. So the interesting thing is then looking at $23 shipped here for this deck, which does have foil and embossing on the tuck, fully custom quartz. It puts it into the price point where I'd say that's more reasonable, but at the same time, I'd still like to see it at like probably a 21 price point.
I mean, I honestly, I'd like to see it shipped at tops. I think $16 deck, I think, is a good price range. That's like good retail pricing. Kickstarter pricing a little lower, but if it has metallic ink, you're adding onto it. Yeah, I mean, it's a great deck. It's fully custom. It's got a dope tuck box. It's done well. Out of excuse me. Out of all the decks that we do see on here around that price, this one at least is,
it has all the bells and whistles you'd expect.
Work done into it.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I like the fact
you see those prices a lot from decks that are standard decks with standard tuck boxes and not even being printed at USPCC or Cotamundi or a place like that.
Yeah, the one thing I would say too, and I think this is just again, kind of just to make things a little bit easier, I'd say bring the Art of Play and the USPCC graphics probably up further so that you could see them right along the top so that when you first roll into it after the story, you have that information readily available to you. Makes it so that you're not going too far down before you see the graphics. The graphics are big. You're not going to miss them, which I think is key. But like this central graphic here and the Art of Play logo could definitely be up top without too much issue there.
Yeah, me personally, I think just having the text up top, like in the information about the deck.
Yeah, I mean that's the point. I think either way it would be fine.
Those images down bottom, just because the images are just so too much.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I think the information being available up top though is the key there. But
yeah, I think it's great.
Okay.
To have it up top and bottom won't kill you, because a lot of people don't look through the whole campaign.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah. So good luck to James on this one. Excited to see what the
yeah, he's doing well. He's got 340 backers, so
excited to see what the new lineup for Joker and the Thief's going to look like going forward.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Apotheosis.
Apotheosis?
Yeah, whatever. From Third Way Industries. So this is the successor to the Apocalypse deck. I'm not gonna lie, it's a hollow foil on the tuck. It's a very eye-catching deck. If this is your style, this is definitely like crazy looking deck. It looks really good with the rainbow foil there.
Yeah, it's I think it has this. I think it's just a recolor.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Yeah, recolor using hollow foil versus the gold foil that was originally on the.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it looks nice. The price is.
So the price is in line with what Geo usually charges for these kind of decks.
Right.
I think
he's definitely high-end pricing on his decks.
And at this price point for me, I'd normally like to see something where you're starting to see like a gilded collector's deck. Hands down, this is a collector's deck. And Geo definitely has his following. You can see that already with the fact that it's more than doubled its funding with 519 backers. I personally think the price point, like Steve said, is a little higher for what it is.
Yeah. That's usually a gilded deck foiled.
Yeah.
But
for those who love this deck, I mean, that's a good deal. And the fact is, too, like, Geo's retail is usually pretty high. I don't want to say pretty high compared to his Kickstarter, but it is higher compared to his Kickstarter. Yeah. So if you're looking for his decks...
I think probably Sorry, this deck probably retail is going to be,
70.
$75.
Yeah, it has retail value
exactly.
70. So, and the one thing we'll always say about Geo's campaigns is if you're looking into it and you're interested, this is the time to get it. Don't wait beyond the
Yeah.
campaign because you do pay significantly more. And the second these are out to backers, people who will sell them on Kickstarter, or not Kickstarter, on eBay and other platforms, will be charging that full retail plus. So it's worthwhile if you're interested in this deck to get it while it's on Kickstarter. So.
Yeah,
And again,
I mean that's the one thing that Geo does is he makes enough of the decks that he has them on his site, so you can't really ask for more on eBay. So he kind of sets that price, right?
yeah.
He's so him putting that higher price basically caps what people are going to charge, but in turn he's, like you said, having that higher retail price on there.
Well, good luck to Gio on this one. I think he has a good campaign there. You already doubled the goal, so nicely done.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Remembrancers of the Australis Ultima Sector. I have no idea what this deck is. What are we in for here, Steve? I mean, listen, with
a cards featuring the portraits of
Heresy 30K personality. I'm assuming this is something related to like a very niche like following. Out of a $87 goal, it's already more than funded. Yeah, I don't know.
Is that a plastic thing and not a tuck box that it comes in?
We will find out. Yeah, it does look like a plastic like container. What is the $15 shipped? I mean, like, if this is your jam, like, I can't give you a hard time at $15 shipped.
It's kind of funky looking. I kind of dig it.
It kind of has like a tarot vibe to me, though. Like, it doesn't look...
for sure.
So the one thing I would say is printing. Perfect. You have your... Oh, look at that. Shipping will be done via fulfillment service direct from the manufacturer. The one thing I want to know, though, is who is the manufacturer, then?
jcconceptual.com.
That's the artwork.
Oh, where are you looking? Oh, right there.
Yeah. So I'm curious who the printer is going to be in general. Just as a matter of curiosity there. And they're also bridge cards, not poker. Interesting choice there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think this is kind of a niche deck. So if you're interested in this, cool. Good luck on the campaign. Already funded, so it's going to happen if this is what you like. Next up, we have the generic playing cards.
Not so generic, buddy.
So these are about 4,000 gold, 58 backers. Interesting deck, printed by USPCC. Fulfilled by gamblers. Has the information right at the top. Special early bird offers available for first 48 hours. I really do love to see, and I think a lot of people have shifted towards these time-based early birds versus these, placement-based early birds where you have 50 available. I really like these a lot better because I think it creates a lot more accessibility for people. And if you can fit these into the budget of your campaign, it's definitely the way to go.
I agree.
Also talks right out the gate about estimated shipping January 2021. Awesome. Important information to have. People want to know when they're going to get this. The earlier you mention it, the better.
Yep.
What are we looking at here? $18 shipped, reasonable price point. If this is your style deck, definitely.
I dig it, man.
It's not my style, but that being said, like at $18, like this is a reasonable price point for what you're getting for this deck, and I like the fact that the Jokers are pretty cool.
Yeah, I dig it. It's an artsy style. It's an artsy deck. It's I'd like to see what the courts look like. If they're kind of funky like that, then I don't know how I'd feel about that. I like seeing.
Yep.
There's no picture of them.
In general, more pictures of the cards, I think, is the way to go, because the only card we're seeing is the 5 of diamonds. If everything else is standard, like, cool, but I'm curious as well.
Yeah, I want to know what those courts look like. If they look anything like the Jokers, then it's not something.
This is also me nitpicking, but I would have adjusted the size on this so it wasn't as like grainy, but not a big deal. You're getting the message across there. I think this deck is a steal though at this price if it's your style. Yeah, I just do wish. And I think even if you have standard courts, it's always worth showing. So I'm not sure whether this is standard courts. Like the Ace of Spades is interesting with the exclamation and the word generic across it. But definitely have pictures of the cards, even if they are standard. It's good to show.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Good luck on the campaign, though.
Almost halfway.
Yeah.
A little bit a little over halfway though.
Yeah. Next up, we have the. It's a card game. It's a card game, yeah. Yeah, strategy card game. The Vision Planning cards.
Stealing my name, yo.
Well, yours is plural, so Visions. Hi, my name is Sebastian. I'm a 17-year-old cardist and designer from PA. Also, the creator of Packet.
Is that an old deck that he?
I don't know.
What?
Let's say.
What's?
Oh, he's the creator of Packet magazine, so I'm guessing it's some sort of like publication. Cool.
Yeah. Creator of Packet.
I like the fact that he kind of personalizes it right out the jump about Vision. Cool. Talks about the cards.
Back design.
Yeah. Like really tells the story behind it.
Dude, it literally looks, go down. It looks like the generic face, doesn't it? Yeah. If you look at the ace.
A little bit, yeah.
It's similar. How it said like generic. Oh, interesting court cards.
Yeah, very interesting court cards. I think from a cardistry point of view, they'll probably do well. The one thing I will say here too, for this picture, the card picture, it either needs to be clickable so you can make it larger, or just kind of break it into multiples so people can see it all. Because like I'd love to be able to see all the courts there, and that's super tiny. And I'm looking at this on a pretty significant size monitor right now, and they're pretty small. So it would be.
I mean, I'm looking at a 43-inch monitor, and they're tiny.
Yeah,
they're tiny.
Like it would be really nice to see these on a larger scale, especially because you do have fully custom courts there. I want to be able to see all of the courts like in their full detail there. I like the simplicity of the talk box.
Yeah, it's a cool talk. I dig it.
What are we looking at here? 17 shipped on an early bird. Really not bad. 20 on the standard. Still not bad. I'd say maybe if you could bring it down to 19, it would make a little more sense on it. Keep it to that sub 20 mark, but I think you're pushing right on the edge there. Fine.
I like that ad card. I think that ad card would make a dope deck.
Did I miss the ad? Oh, this guy?
Right. One right there, the red one above that.
Oh, yeah, that is. Right there. The art card. That is really cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be a cool back design.
Yeah, I like that. I like that too. Printing USPCC, yeah, fulfilled by gamblers. Awesome. Nice.
Weird.
You know, I think everything's there for the most part. I just want to check one thing on the top here again. Reasonable goal, a deck of cards designed for cardistry. Awesome. I would say utilize more of the subtitle here for it. You know, printed by USPCC and fulfilled by Gamblers Warehouse. Never hurts. Bringing that information up to the top. But I think the price point and everything on this is looking really good. So good luck to you, Sebastian.
Good luck.
Next up, we have The Art of Steampunk Playing Cards Volume 2.
Crushed their goal already.
Yeah, I mean, that's a super low goal, so not too hard to crush. Yeah, 1,447. Printed by USPC.
Funded in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? This is one of those decks that has a following. No big deal. There are 353 backers. Like, when you know you have a following, you can use those goal numbers to kind of create that momentum to say, hey, we're 300% over our goal real early. Like it's a good marketing tactic. I can't give anyone a hard time for it. But like in reality, I think it also sets an unreal expectation that people think they could go print 1,000 USPCC decks for $1,447. Anyone watching, please be aware that is not what it will cost you. If you're considering it based on this, please reach out to USPCC immediately and ask them for a quote, because it will be significantly higher than that. But that being said, from a marketing point of view, cool. I like the I do like the style of this. It's very intricate. The art's pretty neat. Steampunk isn't really my thing, but like I do think the custom courts look really great with this, and I like
that graphic, that artwork, that whole piece right there is pretty cool. I'm not a big Steampunk fan at all, but it's done well.
Yeah, and it gives like. Yeah, it gives good detail into all the images there. I dig the aces. I like that they're kind of like jewel/geode looking there. Yeah, this approach to it is really kind of fun. You know?
How much are they?
Early birds are 17 shipped. Standard is 18 shipped. Falling in at a perfect price point. Can't go wrong there. Special offer limited. Is there 19 shipped? So I guess that's kind of like a multi-tier early bird in a sense.
No, well, The Art of Steampunk Volume 2.
Yeah, like, because I didn't see anything about a limited deck.
What's the limited edition
Oh,
deck?
there we go.
It is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, where are we at with this like limited? Oh, so the deck itself is a limited edition deck.
Gotcha.
There will only be 5,000
Only
printed.
5,000?
Yeah.
That's not that limited. That's certainly not that limited.
Yeah.
I mean, it's limited to 5,000, but that's a lot of decks.
So it's interesting though. The Kickstarter ones will have a custom seal that the standard ones don't. So that's cool if that's your thing. This definitely is a collector's deck. I like that they tried to market it as a magician and collector's deck above. This to me would probably not be used by most magicians just because it's a little too flashy. And so you're going to draw attention to the deck that you may not want to. The back design is really cool, though. I'm a huge fan of watches, so like this back design is just amazing. I really have to say this graphic that they used here to really show the cards is just so captivating. So nicely done on that.
That's cool. There's a different faces on that deck.
What do you mean?
Go up. Is that the same deck? Oh,
Yeah, these are the number cards.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, magicians aren't going to use any super custom court cards for a deck, period. It's just, they're not going to do it.
The one thing I will say, too, is there's a ton of information here. Let's see. Fulfill. So we know it's printed by USPCC. I don't see anything on fulfillment. I'm going to hazard a guess.
Fulfill every through it. We will put all of our efforts into filling everything in a timely manner. We will always, so they're fulfilling it themselves.
Yeah, I think there'd probably be a better, more concrete way to say, you know, we will be handling the fulfillment and shipping of this deck. Also, I think that being a little bit farther up top makes sense. Aristo, who's doing this, has created decks in the past, so it's not something, you know, that they should be concerned about in the sense of saying that they're the fulfillment because they have a reputation. But yeah, good luck to them. I think this is an interesting deck, and if this is your style, like, cool, go for it. And that price point's on spot on for a fully custom deck, so it's definitely worth it. Yeah. Next up, we have the Dragon Transparent playing cards, which we'll run through this one quick. But this is a relaunch.
Yeah, it's a relaunch.
Yeah, I think they just missed their goal last time, and I think they tweaked the campaign itself more so than the deck in any way, shape, or form to make it.
What's the price now? That was outrageous before, wasn't it?
Still $22 shipped.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean,
yeah, for a gimmicky plastic deck.
Wasn't it more than that last time?
We can check. I think it might have been the same price. $129.
So 129.
And oh no, 115.
115. So yeah, big difference.
Well, no, I mean it's probably like $2.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, so not a huge difference. They brought it down from like 24, 25 to like 22. I still think this should be a sub 20 deck. I mean, in reality, a plastic deck of cards like this, though the artwork is awesome, in reality, you're playing more to a gimmick market than anything. You should be looking at that like $15 to $16 price point, I think.
Yeah.
But good luck to them. I like the deck. I love this graphic here showing like, oh yeah, you can wash your cards off.
You can wash it.
Like, you know what though? Who knows if you're playing by the pool and someone spills a margarita on it, you gotta wash it off because it's sticky. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the artwork on this is just fire. So good luck to them on this one. I think they'll hopefully do well with this. How did I pull this one off?
It's a sign.
Next up, we have the Bicycle Distilled Series Top Shelf Custom Playing Cards.
I'll drink.
Yeah, this is an interesting deck. I do.
Talk box is dope.
So I remember when they originally did the Distilled Copper, and I think it did not fund at the time. I think this campaign itself, let's see here. Printed by USPCC, no surprise there. Bicycle deck.
Cool. I dig those tuck boxes.
It's not bad. I really do like the kind of how the rainbow is kind of isolated to parts of it. You know, it's not like overly done with the foil. It's a good look.
Yeah.
Well suited playing cards, distilled. Nice, very like very nice back design on it. Kind of has like a Great Gatsby-esque feel to it.
Yeah. Oh, go up. Oh, right there. Oh, okay. Printed with in-game full stamp with rainbow holographic foil on the outside of the deck, printed graphics on the inside of the Boston box. Interesting.
Definitely interesting.
Not my style, you know. If it's your thing, I like that Joker, and that Ace of Spades is really cool.
Yeah, honestly, the back design, the Joker, and the Ace of Spades, I think are my favorite parts. The courts are not too bad. I'm not a huge. See, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it's repeating courts though. Like, I wish it was custom courts across.
Yeah, it's kind of lazy, huh?
I mean, not even necessarily lazy. Like, maybe it just fit best. I'm not a fan of the kings either, all things considered. Like, I think the Joker or the Jack should have been the king, and the king should have been the Jacks. It just has, like, from an age perspective, like, the king looks younger than the Jack.
You think the king is the designer of the deck?
It very well could be. The one thing I don't see on here is fulfillment, which I would definitely say mention again, even if it's you fulfilling yourself. Let people know who's going to be shipping this stuff out, who's going to be handling it. Price point wise, 14 shipped. People should be clamoring on this, clamoring to get this deck at this point. 13 each shipped if you get 2.
Pricing's great.
Yeah, the pricing is phenomenal, especially for something with a hollow foil on the outside.
I mean, that's a great price. That's a price that is just telling as to how much a deck like this costs to create. And they're giving royalties to Bicycle.
So the one thing I will say on this one too, and I think this is part of why there may be a little bit of lag in the funding, is I have not seen this on social media anywhere other than one post on Facebook by someone who is not affiliated with the campaign, but a backer of the campaign. Push on social. If this is something you want to succeed, you need to be actively pushing on social to drive traffic to this campaign, because this is a cool deck. People would dig this. People love bicycle decks. Bicycle decks fund more than they don't fund. So all you need to do is get this out there. 40 backers after 6 days, like, to me, that just means that you're not pushing on the social side. Figure out where you need to push on the social side, whether it be Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, wherever. Recommended you hit all 3 and really just get it out there. People love a bicycle deck, so good luck to you on this one. Hopefully you get some more momentum behind the campaign.
Oh, well, the well-suited playing card.
It's a clever name, too.
What other, I'm just curious, what other decks they did?
They only did the copper one, and it didn't fund twice, yeah. So, hold on, I can confirm that. Yeah, I think they did the copper one twice. Yeah, copper canceled, copper unsuccessful. So, again, get that social media momentum going. It'll help a lot. Next up, I think we have more. Oh.
That's it?
Dang, that's surprising.
What's that one? Well, the 10 plus. Yeah.
Wow, that was surprising. I also wonder why there's just like a random blank here, but all right. So Steve, what decks would you be backing this week?
I would back. Oh, I lost the screen.
Yeah, I can hold on. I know. I'm always like up in the air.
I dig Turtle Bay.
All right.
I dig Wayfarers. I dig that generic deck too. Actually. What else we got? That's about it for me.
All right. I think on my end, I definitely would back Turtle Bay. I dig it. I like turtles. I can't go wrong with that one. I like the style. I think it's got a fun style to it, and that price point too, you just can't beat it.
No.
Wayfarers for sure. I'm in on that one. I jumped on an early bird on that one. I love Wayfarers. I love the work that James does. Joker and the Thieves, hands down, my everyday carry deck.
That's your deck, dude.
It really is.
Your Joker and the Thief.
I love their decks.
Yeah.
What else was there that I would really back? I like the look of the Apotheosis. I'm just not necessarily a big fan of Geo's work. And not that I don't like his design. Like, I like his style, but like, I back the Apocalypse and I like the colorway on that one a little bit better than this. I like the red and gold over the purple and hollow, and that's probably why I wouldn't back this one. But again, I think he's a phenomenal designer. If you like his style, it's worth backing. And again, the Kickstarters are where you get the best price point for his stuff. So if you are even on the fence about backing in there, that's the time to do it. Otherwise, I like the steampunk, but like steampunk isn't my thing. I'm torn on that one because I would probably back it, but like at the end of the day, I'd be like, man, why'd I back a steampunk deck? So that would be one of them there. And again, the Dragon Transparent, if it was like half the price, I'd be all about it. I think that's a great like.
I just want to run it under the water like they do in the video.
I think it's a cool like if you have a pool and you have kids who like to play cards, like it's such a fun deck, but the price point's just a little too high because you know it's gonna get like destroyed. So
I'm gonna be honest though, it's super dope. It's cool to just look at. I don't even think it's usable. Like what cards are those right there?
what do you mean? I don't know. Those are the backs.
Like,
That's the backs.
No, I know, but it's just confusing. The front's confusing. I mean, the
fronts are the fronts are super easy. Look at that, two of hearts, five.
Yeah, but it's just one pip in the middle. It's just. You know.
I mean, listen, there's a lot of potential with it. Hopefully they manage to get it done, but I think
it's cool.
Yeah,
it is cool design for sure.
Yeah. So, well, thank you everyone for checking out this week's episode of Deckin Around Kickstarter Edition.
You're right.
Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We drop these videos every Monday. And if you're looking to design a deck or interested in any sort of feedback, feel free to reach out to us below at any of the social media you see there. We are always willing to give feedback on new designs, on new campaigns, on price point, on who you should reach out to for fulfillment, for design work, anything like that. Always available at Deckin Around on Instagram and Deckin Around Show on Facebook. So make sure to check us out. Thank you to our sponsors for this episode of Deckin Around Kickstarter Edition. Doc's Playing Cards, the driving force behind Lit Playing Cards, Juice Joints, and McClure and Stark. Keep an eye out for what's to come next in 2020. Follow along at Doc's Playing Cards on Instagram or docsplayingcards.com.
Marvelous decks, masterfully crafted, meticulously recreated with a specialized printing process that utilizes multiple holographic foils and sculpted embossing. No compromises were made when recreating these feathers at a zoomed-in scale. Pre-sale starts 9/26/2020. Stay tuned for remaining details. MarvelousDecks.com or Marvelous Decks on Instagram. Tyler, guess what?
What?
Peace!